Hi, everybody. Welcome, Mikheil, for Mining in Georgia. Mikheil is an entrepreneur, an investor with extensive experience in crypto and blockchain fields, one of the pioneers in the development of the industrial mining in Georgia. In 2017, Mikheil successfully founded and headed a mining data center in the Free Industrial Zone of Georgia. Being passionate about the crypto world, Mikheil co-founded a EU-based cryptocurrency exchange platform, NFT game development company, and crypto processing gateway. Partner and VC firm concentrated on DeFi and GameFi startups. Welcome, Mikheil.
Thanks. Thanks a lot. Yeah, as mentioned, I'm from country of Georgia, coming here first of all to support this conference, to transfer the message from our region, because we're all looking what is going to happen in US, because all this stuff is influencing the rest of the world. Especially in the Bitcoin mining. That is my first business in the crypto world. In 2017, I have founded the company in a free industrial zone in Georgia. This decision was made because of the zero taxation and the low electricity cost. That time we didn't have know-how in in creating the mining facilities, so we were making many mistakes, but at the end we learned from the scratch how to build up a mining facility. And at that time, as I mentioned, one of the main points was the low electricity cost. But time passed, and let's say 2 years ago, even in Georgia, we had a new law that had that had doubled the electricity costs in Georgia. So let's say my first business in Bitcoin mining allowed me to set up some other companies, other startups. One of them was in renewable energy 3 years ago. So followed with this, let's say, negative news with the increase of electricity costs in Georgia, we came up with the idea to combine the renewable energy with the Bitcoin mining, and with the new regulation that we have in Georgia, it's a net metering. So we are nullifying the electricity cost. I mean, in the beginning you are investing more because you are creating the renewable energy plant. But at the end, in 5 years, you get back your investment, and plus, of course, you have the mining that you can continue to mine with the zero electricity costs. So currently, we are mostly developing this kind of micro and medium-sized sites in Georgia. We have got also operational plant on the hydropower plant that is around 2.5 megawatt. And we're also looking for new generation plants. Especially in Georgia, we're doing that off-grid because we don't need to transfer the electricity to the grid. So it's very easy, not very easy, but easier than to have some things to discuss with the grid operators, because it's because of the bureaucracy and these kind of problems. So at the beginning in 2017, of course, it was really hard to set up the operation, because not nobody, but most of the people in Georgia, they didn't know what is the Bitcoin cryptocurrency. We had some problems with the banks and centralized authorities and stuff like that. But now I think the interest, of course, is growing. It's many companies in Georgia, they work with another startup that is a crypto processing company. They are adopting the payments in crypto, even the traditional business like law firms or consulting companies. These are the, let's say, the positive developments that I'm seeing daily. Also in the region, if we talk about the bordering countries, there are many infrastructural projects developed and adopted by even by the banks in some cases. That's let's say it gives me hope that one day, I mean, it will be massively adopted in our country. So as I mentioned, like I cannot like tell something new, something like that is different from the from US. I mean, what is happening there. But the good message is that many, let's say, also many officials that used to work for the or big banks or big or governmental organizations, they are moving to crypto in Georgia, for instance, working in the industry and creating value to the companies and to the environment. So what else I wanted to? I mean, the good point is also that let's say this referral, let's say businesses that I have founded, for instance, the crypto exchange, allows us also to get more profits because we mostly stake the Bitcoin that we mine and get around 4 to 7% annually on our Bitcoin. Plus, as I mentioned, we're working on we're trying to nullify the electricity cost, I mean, in the long run. So these are let's say, this is the model that we wanted to share with you. And first of all, I'm here, as I mentioned, to, to support and celebrate this positive development that is happening now in the crypto and Bitcoin world. Yeah, that's all. If you have any questions regarding how it works in the region and what are the trends, I'm here to answer.
Yeah. Thank you. So what are your sources of energy for off-grid? Is it hydro? And then what's the cost per kilowatt hour?
Yeah, for the off-grid, we have only hydro currently. And at the end, the the cost of the power, it depends on the complexity of the power plant, because you can get the 1 megawatt power plant that is generating 4 million kilowatt hour per year or 7 million, it depends on the flow of the river. So more or less, the average price is around 3 cents, 2.5, 3 cents. Yeah, and as for net metering, we are only concentrated on the solar power, because it's first of all it's easy, and second is, let's say, it requires less bureaucracy and less papers to prepare. So, and we are like doing that for this reason. Thanks for this question.
What was the reason for the power increase, the cost?
In Georgia?
Subsidy,
Yeah, Georgia unfortunately depends on the imported electricity, especially in the winter. So that's why, I mean, we are following the market trends in those countries that are supplying us with the energy. And unfortunately, it's Russia. Big percentage is Russia. So you cannot rely on their prices. So yeah, we are currently we are building like many power stations, like cogeneration power plants and hydropower plants, but in this transition period, anyway, it affected us like heavily. Yeah. Hi.
Hi. You're native Georgian?
Yeah.
How difficult is it for a foreigner to do business in Georgia?
Yeah, honestly, I'm not let's say I'm not working for the government, I'm not selling anything, but honestly, it's easy. Why? Because it's like you can check the statistics, it's easy to set up a company, you set up in one day in Ministry of Justice, and you open the bank account and stuff like that. It's easy to set up the company. The other thing is, if you are creating something complex, let's say that requires like high-level engineers and stuff like that, if it's something global, of course you will have some problems in that, because you will have to, find also elsewhere in the bordering countries also some personnel. But as for business operation, it's like really easy, and plus it's very low corrupted country in the region. Almost, we have a low percent of the corruption.
If you had to dig up one reason not to mine in Georgia, what would it be?
Not to mine in Georgia, I think anyway, for instance, here also I was like walking and checking some companies that are offering some different services. In Georgia, for instance, you have a problem all the time to get like loan or something for for the cryptocurrency, and as the region is poor, more or less, let's say, it's also of course hard to scale up, because yeah, you need to do that all by yourself. So this is maybe this for foreigner, maybe this is important. Mhm. That's all I think. One more question.
What are your goals currently in your business?
In Bitcoin mining, we have, let's say, we have a conservative plan. It's like around 5 megawatt to close in Georgia. Currently, we have 3.2 megawatt. And I'm here also, I'm looking also here for the opportunities if I can get something like with the local partner, because it's hard, you know, to set up a company like without having local partners. So for the mining, we have these plans to expand a bit, because also in Georgia and the region, I'm like traveling often, participating in some conferences, also like in the region in Dubai and stuff like that. So there's a big pool of people around us that are following us. So if we find something interesting in US, it will be our main priority. Now this is the main priority, you know, to diversify.
Getting 2.5 cent power.
In Georgia.
Why would you look elsewhere?
Yeah, we get 2.5 dollars per kilowatt only for off-grid. The question was for the off-grid, yeah. But if we combine the off-grid and the grid, that way it will be around 4.5. Yeah. So I mean, it's first is the cost of the power. Second is also, you know, you are bringing to another level when you are going to US, and you know, even for the marketing and stuff like that, it's very good to have operation plan.
Attraction here is the ability to finance projects.
Excuse me?
The attraction in the U.S. is the ability to finance, or are you just looking to diversify?
No, just looking to diversify. Yeah. No, I mentioned the financing because, as the previous speaker mentioned, in 2018, for instance, when there was a big depression, and when there was like there were not so many people interested in the Bitcoin mining, it was like impossible to get some loans or something for the financial institution. That's what I mean. But currently, fortunately we can, you know, afford this, like, let's say, transition. We can afford the new plant development in new country. Yeah.
So what's the kind of the recent story from Kazakhstan, Russia? Will that impact the image?
Yeah, we are not bordering with Kazakhstan, but you know, in Russia, it's like, let's say, more or less, it's like kind of black market, because you never know what happens. We had like many offers to move there with like very low electricity cost, but me personally, I cannot risk, and you know, risk because the equipment costs much, we know, and it's like one-way ticket for me, so I don't want to take that. For the Kazakhstan, yeah, also there are like double standards. For me, I mean, maybe there are people that have good connections, but anyway, I don't want to rely only on the connections. I prefer, you know, to have.
Out of all the former Soviet Union world, Georgia is the
No, Georgia is small. I mean, it's not for. We had a Bitfury, maybe you heard, the very big company in the past. But when the electricity cost doubled, they start moving to Kazakhstan. They are not happy. So I mean, there are like many reasons. If you are small, Georgia is good. If you are big, then there are like many risks, and that's why maybe you can feel that those that were mining in Kazakhstan, Russia, or China, they are trying also to enter the U.S. market. They're-
small. What's your size like?
It's like 3.5 million of population, so it's.
No, so I mean the power level.
Power level. Currently Georgia is consuming like it's like 3,000 megawatt, so it's very small. But the good thing is that we are like in top five countries in the world per capita for the water, so we have a big potential for the hydropower plant development. Yeah.
About your product life cycle for your miners, do you have a secondary market in the region where you can sell them?
Yeah. We have secondary market, plus in-house we have developed, let's say, we have the team that are working on the to repair the miners. We're not reselling them mostly. Like we have now mostly Bitmine equipment, And I mean, we have some miners that are like 5 years old, so 4.5. So like, but there is market too, you know, for the secondary market. I mean, there are, and the good thing is that also like in Georgia, in the let's say in these countries where there are like still poverty. I mean, this really the crypto revolution and this Bitcoin mining helped like many families, you know, to go out from the poverty. And plus, of course, it helps to, you know, to create the working places in Georgia. So I think like you know, this let's say the Bitcoin mining affected very positively Georgia. So, yeah.
So you're under the impression that Georgia is prime for hydroelectric builds.
Yeah.
Have you calculated the approximate cost per megawatt to construct the facility?
Yeah, yeah, because honestly, I have like, let's say, my background is in energy. I used to work for many years in energy. So in Georgia, more or less, you get like 1 megawatt hydropower plant from 1 million to 1.6, 1.7. So that will give you annually around 5 million kilowatt hour.
As a Bitcoin miner, it sounds relatively expensive to get an ROI. If you're able to buy power at 2.5 cents, injecting that much capital for that much power doesn't make a lot of sense. So my follow-up question is there an economy of scale where at one point, at a certain megawatt size, the price goes down substantially? Like at 10 megawatts, does it cost
Yeah,
$1 million a megawatt?
yeah, 10 megawatt can cost around 0.7, 0.8, 0.7 more. 0.5 now. But the good point is that when you construct the hydropower plant, when I mentioned 2.5, it's off-grid. But when you make it on-grid, it means that even if something happens with the mining operation or something, there is a bear market or something is going on or stuff like that, you always sell the electricity to the grid. So you hedge your risk. Yeah. Instead of paying the, let's say, instead of paying the power distribution company, I think it's the best thing is to, you know, to create the hydro or other power plant and start, if you don't have the money, I mean, with the equity that you have, and pay the loan and cover this, let's say, investment. And let's say, even if you have some problems with the mining, you will cover this, you will get covered by the selling the electricity to the grid.
If the Georgia demand for electricity is limited, can you be confident or have any agreements in place that excess power will actually be purchased?
Yeah, because it's like we have the state PPA, power purchase agreement, that you can have in prior to the construction. So, yeah. Hi.
Hi. How is the permit application for setting up a hydro plant in Georgia? Is it difficult, long process?
No, it's like this is like there are two steps. First is that you apply for the feasibility study. You are like calculating if it's feasible, and with the state, then you get this power purchase agreement, like more or less how much they are going to pay you, and then you switch to the construction permit. For that, you need to design and to make the project design detailed, and then you are ready to go. But it takes 1 year, I think, for all the permits and stuff like that. Thank you.